Hello BookTube, welcome back to my 2026 library tour. In this episode, more science fiction and fantasy. This time I'm sitting on the floor and I'm going to do the middle shelves, which, let's see here. So this is my science fiction and fantasy bookcase. So, let's get going. So first up is Witchmark by C.L. Polk. This is a Gaslamp romantic fantasy that features a young wizard falling in love with an orderly at the hospital he's staying at, who may or may not himself be a wizard, and there's some kind of shenanigans going on, if I remember. I think I tried this and did not like it. The next two books are part of a trilogy by Cameron Hurley. Empire Ascendant and The Mirror Empire, which I think is the first book. So this is a grimdark fantasy series about various alternate worlds invading each other, and there's some kind of magic. Didn't particularly care for the Mirror Empire. I don't know if I got to Empire Ascendant or not, though. Next is 12 Kings in Sherokah by Bradley P. Bolio. This is the first book in fantasy series. I don't remember it fondly. I think I tried it and did not like it. The next two books are by Iain M. Banks. They're the first and I think second culture novels. First is considered Phlebas. This novel introduces the culture, and it takes place during their war with the Idirans. And it's about rescuing a hyper-intelligent mind that runs the culture that had been abandoned on a deserted or interdicted planet. I have never gotten into this. I've tried it 2 or 3 times and I don't care for it. And the second book is The Player of Games, in which a game-addicted citizen of the culture goes to an alien culture to play a game of theirs which determines their whole governmental system and what have you. Did not like this one either. A Trial of Flowers by Jay Lake. Never gotten around to this. This is another novel from my cousin, Books of Blood, volumes 1 to 3 by Clive Barker. So the next 3 books are a trilogy by R. Scott Baker, the Prince of Nothing series. So I've read The Darkness That Comes Before. So the first time I tried it, I didn't like it. The second time I finished it, not entirely sure if I really liked it, but I did end up wanting to add it to my collection, even though I've never actually gone back to it. But I do have the other 2 volumes, Warrior Prophet and The Thousandfold Thought. Nexus Is Still Remains by Richard K. Morgan. This is the first book in a trilogy called Land Fit for Heroes. It's grimdark, as was the Prince of Nothing series. I liked this volume. The other volumes, not so much. Should have been a one-off. Black Dog by K.V. John Johansson. Never gotten around to it. Master of Sorrows by Justin Call. Never gotten around to it. Signal to Noise by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Tried it, didn't get on with it, but added it to my collection anyway. Three Parts Dead by Max Gladstone. This is a weird, grimdark fantasy series. I don't remember much of it. I know I've read this, but it never left much of an impression. And neither did a sequel to Serpent's Rise. I think there's several more volumes in this. Next is two trilogies by Peter Newman. So this series begins with The Vagrant, and it's grimdark, post-apocalyptic. I think the second book is The Malice, and the third book is The Seven. There were some interesting bits to The Vagrant, but I ultimately didn't care for it. So the other trilogy is, I think, The Deathless, which begins with The Deathless, and then goes with, I think, The Boundless, and then The Ruthless, which I've never gotten around to. So the last three volumes on this shelf is a trilogy that I actually do rather like, and it's the Machineries of Empire or Hexarchate trilogy, which begins with Nine Fox Gambit and then continues with Raven Stratagem and ends with Revenant Gun. These are all pretty good. Nine Fox Gambit is the best of the three. It's a very weird space opera with very weird, complex science, but it is a really good trilogy. Although I have not actually reread them. So that concludes that shelf. Now I will be back shortly with the row behind these books, which I will do. This row I'm currently filming on Monday. The other one you will see on Tuesday. So look forward to that. Anyway, BookTube, until I see you next time, thank you and have a great day.